Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be sharing a story with you. Our movie begins with a young girl named Sayaka walking in a park alone. She seems to have no friends to bond with and is just sitting in this empty area, staring at a moving train and some other kids who are playing. After a while, she loses interest and walks home. Now back at home, she sees her father training her brother hard, hoping he would become a pro baseball player in the future. Now the next day, Sayaka gets hit in the head with a ball in school and falls to the ground unconscious. Later at home, her mother notices that her daughter had been hurt, so she immediately goes to her school and talks to her principal. She and the principal get into this serious argument, so after the meeting, her mother decides to transfer to a different place, as she feels the current school doesn't care about their students enough, after failing to convince the principal to punish the kid who threw the ball at her daughter. So in the following day, Sayaka can be seen attending this new school, where she finally makes some friends and starts living a happy childhood. Soon, Sayaka grows up and starts learning how to do her makeup, dress up, and even partying. However, their fun in the club soon turns into disappointment after one of their professors catches Sayaka hiding a pack of cigarettes in a bag at school. He quickly turns her over to the principal, threatening her that if she doesn't stop her bad ways, she'll be expelled. Now, the mother arrives and apologizes to her teachers, hoping they would give her daughter a second chance. But unfortunately, Sayaka has already decided to leave this school. So, with no choice, her mother decides to enroll her in a new school. However, this school requires Sayaka to pass an entrance exam, so knowing that her daughter wouldn't be able to pass with her current grades, she enrolls her into a tutoring center. When Sayaka first arrives at the center, the professor gets shocked by her revealing outfit, which is definitely not school appropriate. However, he ignores it and goes to take a look at her grades. He sees all her failed marks and decides to make it his mission to help her get better grades, making her mother happy. In the following days, the professor gives her a bunch of worksheets and starts going through them, explaining each question simply for her. However, even after all this effort, she ends up scoring 0 out of 100. But her professor doesn't give up on her and continues to teach her. And little by little, Sayaka starts seeing improvements in her grades, scoring a 5 out of 100. Now one day when Sayaka returns home, her father gets mad and calls her a failure. He then starts comparing her to her brother, who excels in everything he does. But she just ignores those comments and carries on studying hard. Now one night, she sees her father and brother celebrating after he just won a baseball championship. This time, she gets affected by her father's comments, so she skips dinner and goes into her room to study more. She picks up her pen, opens her book, and reads every word until she falls asleep. The next morning, she hands over her answers to the tutor, and for the first time ever, she gets a perfect score of 100. Happy with her achievement, the two celebrate with the class. The movie then fast forwards, and Sayaka can be seen sleeping during class while her professor goes to wake her up. Her classmates start making fun of her, so she stands up and tells everyone that she'll pass the entrance exam and prove them all wrong. After that, she heads over to her favorite spot once again. She remembers how happy and proud her father is of her, even carrying her on his back. But this all stops when her classmates find her there alone, and they accompany her to class. When they get there, they see her school professor contacting her tutor, telling him that Sayaka's a problem child and he should drop her from his center immediately. But he tells him that he believes in Sayaka, defending her by saying that there are no bad students, only bad teachers, with both Sayaka and her friend listening to that entire conversation. Seeing how much her tutor believes in her, Sayaka starts studying even harder, both at home and at the tuition center. Now one day at school, Sayaka's classmates and tutor notice her not being herself. It's then revealed that she has some self-doubt on whether she can actually pass the entrance exam or not. She then goes on the roof of the center to let off some steam. Her professor follows her and ends up motivating her with some words of encouragement. Soon, the examination day arrives, and she becomes anxious. In the beginning, she can be seen happily answering the test paper, but not too long, she notices other students leaving, and she loses hope. Sayaka ends up failing her exams, making her disappointed. But her tutor encourages her once again and tells her that things will get better soon. Later, when she gets back home, she sees her father beating his brother after he had skipped his baseball training the entire week. Her brother then reveals that he has other things to do in life besides playing baseball all day. He then turns on his sister by saying that she should stop studying too, because there's no way that she can pass her exams and get into her dream school. Although stunned by his comment, she doesn't say a word and carries on studying. As weeks are passing by, Sayaka can be seen receiving more bad marks on her tests, Feeling defeated, she goes to her tutor and tells him that she's tired and wants to give up. So in order to make her feel better, the tutor offers her a free ticket to Tokyo to see her dream school. But being frustrated about her failure, she doesn't accept and leaves. Now while walking in the rain, crying, she sees her mother working and hugs her. Back at home, her mother tells her a story about her childhood and talks about all the happy moments they had together, including her dreams for Sayaka. This causes her to reflect on what she truly wants to do in her life. Just then, she hears her father yelling outside. Turns out he's beating her brother once again, after he'd secretly quit the baseball team. Her mother tries stopping him, but her father ignores her. So her mother breaks one of the car's windows to get their attention and tells their father to stop. But her father shrugs it off, saying that she only needs to look after Sayaka and her brother, unlike him. Tired of their situation, Sayaka goes to the streets to look for her brother. When she finally finds him, she tries to comfort him, but he ends up telling her that she's not qualified to lecture him because she herself is struggling in her academics. So the following day, her mother brings her to a university nearby, which doesn't require an entrance exam. But as they're looking on, Sayaka decides not to enroll there and wants to continue pursuing her initial dream school. So she goes back to her tutor and starts studying again, and soon her trial exams arrive and she takes them confidently. She then awaits for her results patiently, but when she finally receives it, she gets so nervous to open it and asks her tutor to check it for her. The movie then cuts to her returning home. At home, her brother has made the decision to never play baseball again and is letting his father burn all of his things. But Sayaka shows him her test results that come up 50% higher than before, which makes him think twice about his future. Sayaka then prepares for an entrance exam after sleepless nights with the never-ending writing of essays. The next morning, she gets to head to her dream school for that exam. Unfortunately, there's a heavy storm in their area, and biking through it isn't possible. Proud of her previous test results, her father offers to take her to the university and even cheers her on for her exams. After taking the exam, she goes back home where her father and brother have finally reconciled. After a while, she gets the results of the test, and to her surprise, she passed with flying colors. Always a pleasure having you guys around. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you had a good time today, and get ready for the next one.